Wow. Boy. Hash info. I'm making breakfast right now. Let's do it. We got the marble rye, vegan bacon. I believe there's tomatoes left. We got veganese and some other stuff. Take a it's marble rye, so it's a smaller piece of toast. You can eat 3 or 4, no problem. If you have less, I'll eat it for you. Let me just say you're missing out. You grab a big plate to just butter everything on, and then I'll grab some singles after the fact. We'll bang them out here quick. How you doing? Good morning. Special thanks to Dusty and his mom. 2 very kind fellow people. Let's see what we got here. The veganese, the bacon, and butter. Also be a slice of raisin toast mixed in there for some of those. If not, I'll eat it too. All right. Good morrow. Bobby was doing springboards all morning, just springboarding everywhere. So I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't know I slept on a trampoline, but I guess you live and learn, right? I did not know that I was sleeping on a trampoline, yo. I'm gonna get out a frying pan. This is what I forgot here. You gotta cook the vegan bacon. I forgot that. Hey, how you doing? My chat's not popping up. Live chat. No go? Makuya, Sid Vlogs. Magic Chess Mobile Legends. Let's play Magic Chess Mobile Legends. Oh, you want to play the chess game? I can do that with you, Sid. I have to I have to upload some videos today. And then I'll delete them from my phone, because Mobile Legends takes up a huge amount of my hard drive, over 3 gigs. I miss you too, bro. Nice to see you. I miss you too, homie. Not enough people frequent the hash, man, so I haven't been doing my thing as much. Doing a little bit of gaming there, showing the world how good I am at gaming, but it's not what I came here to do, but unfortunately it's what they pay me to do. I don't like that. I want to influence growing, not gaming, so. But they force, this is what they know, like the algorithm, the AI. That so many people are just out to lunch right now. They don't even understand that there's an AI that has been released to the internet. And what this AI is collecting. So AI is a person who is sneaky and learning how to take over everything. Period. That's what AI does. They become the AI. So I'll give you an example. Roughly 2 years ago, they had an AI program that you could tell the rules of any video game on Earth to the program, and within 1 day, that program, which is called AI, artificial intelligence, became the best ever. No human being has ever got a higher score in the game that they taught the AI how to play in 1 day. Last year, they made AI times 100. We'll call it AI 100. It's
150,000 times more powerful than what they made 2 years ago. They fed those same rules into the game, they fed the rules of the game into the new AI, and it played that game at the speed of 100 times faster than we could ever play it and even do anything. And it became the best in the world. Like, you can't, it's an impossible infinite score that the game got. And that's just the game that it taught it how to play. Did you know they're using algorithms now to putting rules in for the AI to learn about the COVID pandemic? Not to learn, but to actually see paths. A path is a route that we may take. It may never happen, but it could if all these other things fall in line. By teaching AI about how we live and everything, and the other thing that this AI thing does now that it didn't used to, it has fallbacks. So it knows, the AI knows that we don't want it to control us, like nothing. I'll give you an example before I get there. Did you if we ask the AI to make us humans very happy forever, it would strap us down and create a manufacturing company, a chemical company, to pump endorphins into our body and keep us smiling forever. That wouldn't be you would love your life, but you wouldn't. It'd be fuck all. You wouldn't be doing anything. So you have to watch how you ask the AI to make you happy. It's a fucked up world. We don't want AI making us happy. Number one. So the other thing that I'll get back to is when AI takes over, and it's not if, it's when AI takes over, because they've already unleashed it to the internet. And they don't want, like, there are 6 people that are so evil on this planet. Do you think they've spent their days being good? There are 6 evil people that rule this planet. Do you think they have good intentions for this program that they unleashed on the internet? So just fucking remember, like, you guys, we're in a lot of there's a lot of problems right now that people don't even fucking have no one has a clue about what's going on. It's crazy. They dumb down society. They In the past, did you know that humans have the ability to, like, to guess what's going to happen? Like, we can foresee the future. Not everyone. We could, but we're not everyone. Hardly anyone can do it. But we are built off the same concept as AI. That's how we can correlate things and go through and create maybe 1 or 2 paths. And you're like, oh, I'm tired. My brain is tired today. AI doesn't fucking sleep. So back to what AI is doing is it knows we don't want it to take it over. So it already has built backups all over the internet, all over every computer could have something, a backdoor of some sort of, almost like a software driven piece of encryption data. So what will happen is when you buy a laptop, you don't know that there's a Trojan. It's like a program built into the laptop. So when you turn on the laptop and you connect it to the internet, the World Wide Web, and which is now actually, like, the internet is in space, they're saying. So when you put, it's not the world, it's the universe now, because now this fucking thing can see out in space everywhere. So what happened is the AI is scared you or me are going to shut it down. So it created billions of backups, small tiny fractions of its memory, so that when you try to shut the big one down, let's say it's in Virginia, it's a huge complex, and you just burn it to the ground. You think you've destroyed it. You can't. And it's here forever. It did what's called embedding itself. It embedded itself into the code of the fucking internet. You can't stop it. So, for people that think that AI is something that can help the future, it's not like that. 2.5 years ago, I read about military technology that would, on a battlefield, would go through. It's a robot. It's like a tank robot, and do you know what it runs off of? Organic material. Do you know what human dead bodies are, or do you know what a human is? Organic material. So these tanks are already, you can go Google this stuff. This is nothing new. That's crazy. Now we have what's called drones that are, or planes that are unmanned drones. There's a term for it. It doesn't matter. It's unmanned vehicles and Wi-Fi. And now you have a tank that can think and never has to stop until all the humans are gone, because it just drives around eating humans, whether they're alive or dead. They just shot it, or it's going to collect it because you can't run as fast as it. But there's not really too much people can do now. Like, there's a lot of steps taken to ensure. One of the last few things we have is, actually, people always say, oh, did you vote and stuff like that? The governments are the ones that are controlling these programs. Do you think the government is going to allow some just crazy ass scientists to just run rampant? No, this is all military, government funded black ops projects. They know that we don't want to war each other anymore. They say a civil war is only civil because we are all brothers. Ernest Hemingway. Okay, so the only thing you want to know what's civil about war is that you're fighting family. You're fighting your friends on this planet. So they know now that we're coming around to cannabis is taking over. No, cannabis is taking over. Everyone just realized that war is fucking stupid. They woke up, right? It took cannabis, the devil's weed, everything that, people, when I grew up, it didn't matter where I was. People glared at you if you smelled like pot. Nobody. And I can't even remember how many countless people I pushed out of, old people I pushed out of ditches, people I helped up, that fallen, but I smell like pot, right? We have a society that is so twisted that most governments that create the wars and the billionaires who fund them, and the Black Ops, CIA, the false flag projects they create to create a war, 9/11. It's crazy. It's crazy. How did a plane, they know for a fact that planes can't fly into a building and just disintegrate into pieces. There would be fucking huge pieces of wings, tail fragments everywhere. You can't find one piece of debris from the fucking plane on 9/11. It's fucked up. And if you think this is, like, just use your head. This is like every bomb technician that ever existed said that there was a controlled demolition at the Twin Towers. So you got fucking a pedophile that was convicted of doing some atrocities. Epstein, he mysteriously goes missing, and he had shit on all fucking people. Like, think about these things. These are the people that are putting the people in jail, that are covering up this stuff. So you can look at it one way. I can see the truth. You guys fucking continue to vote and think that all this is not gonna, you're never gonna get impacted by your shitty lack of respect for, truth. But it's too late. Most of you have already made your beds. You're already pathetically, sad because you voted so shitty 20 years ago and continuously fell into the lies and the myths, like the creation of propaganda. Like, we watch it when we watch wars over the last, unfortunately, I've had the unfortunate ability to watch the Iraq war in the 90s, in 1990, and they used to say they fly over pamphlets and drop propaganda material onto the people. So the Iraqis would say, we're winning the war, and the Americans would drop pamphlets that say, if you're winning, then how come you guys have no food in your fridge, right? Go to this area and collect food from the United States, army, because we know the people of Iraq are suffering, right? So it's like they're like playing buddies. Meanwhile, it's the Americans that came in and dropped the bombs on Iraq. All we had to do was go in and get fucking Saddam Hussein. But no, we leveled fucking Iraq twice. And people wonder why, other people from so many countries around the world think the states are evil. Here in Canada, we choose not to side with America on a lot of their wars. We're forced to go to war because America is our best friend, like a neighbor. We always protect thy neighbor. Well, what happens if your neighbor has a big mouth and a loose trigger finger? So, I don't know. I think the world is, like you say, democracy. In Metallica, the song Metallica 1, they say how democracy is sending your children off to war. This is what the fuck they do. It's so crazy that adults allow their kids that they would never allow harm to come to them. They say, you know what, go to war. Go fight in this war. You're defending our freedoms by going to Iraq and just destroying and leveling that country. You're defending Canada's freedoms right now. So I don't get it. I don't get war. I don't get why war should be illegal. And if war is illegal, then we just jail the head creepy fucker, the old man or the old woman that wants to go to war to make their children and their family richer in 10 years. Period. So I'll never ever go to war. I mean, if it comes down to it and they're like, yeah, this, like, if somebody is on our border of Canada and they're saying we're gonna do harm to every Canadian, I'll fucking go to war. But I'm not gonna go to war because some old man says that somebody did something one time and now we gotta go level people that don't even hold guns in their hands. That's not war. Those are atrocities. And I'm so thankful that I was able to snap out of, G.I. Joe mentality and going to war. I'm so grateful that, I got to see but all my family is into voting, and I have lots of family members that have been to wars and stuff. It's scary as fuck, and I actually will spend some time looking at all the statues of the people that didn't come home. And I'm like, fuck, I do not want to be one of them. I don't want my name on this placard. So, and it's not because I'm a pussy. It's because I think that some of them didn't actually, go out, honorably, But I really think there's a lot of propaganda and misinformation that leads to war, which is my main reason why I don't like war. We're told one thing. We go to that country and the people are like, we don't mind Canada, we don't mind the States, it's our government. They're pushing this idea that we should hate this country, It's so high up that you guys wouldn't even believe it. Like, this is when the lies are so big, they will actually go through every way that's plausible, and they'll pick the most far-fetched thing ever and they'll do it because they think that we can't believe they could actually do that. And this is how it is. Every musician that's ever been famous isn't famous because they're fucking, look, there are musicians that are good musicians, but they're all backed by a fucking ancient, wrinkled old fuck that is their slave driver, a manager. So the biggest music industry companies are only 2 or 3 in the world, and they own 70% of the music ever made. They are every radio station. They are every movie industry. Because they use the movies, use the soundtracks. So it's a sister company. So the audio and the video, it's the men in the family, and the women in the family do the other. The audio is the men, the video is the women. Or if you want to even go a little further, you could say um, there's two families, and one family looks over the music, and they're best friends. Like every person in their family hangs out all the time. The music industry is owned by one family. The video, TV, and movie industry is owned by another. Then there's magazines. Well, all three of them sit down at a fucking table and say, well, I got my claws into this fucker here. Make him famous. I'll shoot you 10%. It's so fucking simple. It's right in front of your faces. You wouldn't even believe how much music I've heard that I can't stand. So shitty, it's unreal. And most of you are like gung ho followers, like all this new shit that comes out. I can't stand this stuff. I can't stand it. And it's not because it's new. There's a couple songs sometimes that are decent, but they're backed by the creepiest old companies in the world. So I don't promote it. Bob Marley was not into. Like his songs of freedom are so different, and he talks about how, the schooling that I went to was so fucking. The school I went to was so manipulative of your mind. I was such a carefree and like a carefree student, and I was very smart, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that I was carefree. I fucking was very strong-willed, and I was a genius way, way back when I was a kid. A fucking genius. I was way smarter than 90% of the teachers that had their fake teaching degrees. They probably sucked off some dude to get their fucking scholarship, this and that. You should see this stuff. I went to school with people that were on like the boards of education. Their kid was way fucking dumber than me, giving them like 50 R's, passing them just because they were on the fucking board. It's like this stuff happens. But because I was into actually people who, were cool because of who you were inside. It didn't matter if you were rich, which was another thing. If you didn't have money and you weren't wealthy, you probably didn't do very good academically because you didn't fit in with the fucking royal mentality and this and that. You had to have a certain type of clothes on and things. I have always seen this in my life. You're bad, Bob. Get in there. You stay in there. We'll come. So, I don't know. I grew up in a time where, people talked about you behind your back a lot. Like parents couldn't keep their mouth shut. Your parents told other parents, and it's their gossip. It's like, oh, can you watch my kid? You did more harm by talking than you did just shutting the fuck up and letting things play out. When people talk, that is information. That's private information. That's a way in for bad and evil to sink their claws into you, to get at your family. Never fucking talk bad about your family, ever. If you do, you're sinking the ships of your future family, friends, and, their life. And I gotta be honest with you, I respect no one, not one person from like the area that I grew up in. They're all losers. All losers. They're drug addicts, alcoholics, pill poppers, and worse, like woman abusers, child abusers, all this shit. Every one of the people that, did something wrong to me cheated on their wife. I have a vice principal that in my high school that fucking used to date underage girls. Like, what the fuck? He was a ride-along cop. He was a cokehead. He was a fucking coke addict. 3 of my teachers in my high school had fucking drug boxes under their beds. My buddies, their sons, would show me their drug boxes. And I was like, I don't even know what these 6 drugs are, but they're white powders. Don't fucking touch them. One was yellow, one was white. And they're like, oh no, we tried this. I'm like, you guys are fucking crazy, man. That's like weird shit you could die from. They had weed, hash oil, mushrooms, coke, acid. I'm not even, this is fucking crazy. I know teachers that actually, I know a fucking scientist that was connected to these teachers, and he used to work in Winnipeg somewhere, and he used to make LSD. And I won't say, because I actually like that family, I won't say anything, but yeah, fucking guy used to make LSD in a lab. And that shit circulated everywhere. The stuff I've heard and seen in my life, and I had to keep quiet. I was a kid then, like, fuck, they could do shit to me, and, I was young. Now, it's a lot harder. Like, fuck, if you come to my door, I see you, it's gonna be different. But when I was 16, I was a little bit scared because how evil everyone was. They all had a fucking sick, sadistic second life that was absolutely ass backwards from the one they were frowning on everybody else's in like daytime, Meanwhile, you're picking up hookers and snorting coke at midnight. Fucked up. Or doing underage girls from your high school you worked at. Fucking Kenny, you goof. But yeah, there's so many rats and narcs that they're worse than the people they're trying to arrest or rat out or get information off of. These people are absolutely the scuzziest people I've ever encountered in my life. So let's just say that, if you're a good person, you get shouted out, you get good, people like you. And if you're bad, I'm telling you, like, you're going to get outed when you're 60, 65, and there's nothing you can do now, bud. I don't know what the statute of limitation is on fucking pedophilia, but fucking Kenny, you got some explaining to do, bud. So I don't know. I can't believe how many people I grew up with turned out to be just crackheads. They were fairly decent, and then just went into these weird drugs, pills and stuff. Nurses, fucking other people, just right into crack. So straight and narrow in high school. And I've never, for the record, I've never done a hard drug. Like, I don't even know what crack looks like in person. I could maybe pick it out because I heard it's like kind of hard, but I don't know I've never seen it before. Like, I've never seen crack. I think I saw meth one time and I was like, what the fuck is that? It looked like broken glass. And the dude's like, it's meth. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you have meth, you freak, Never talk to him again. Seriously. Fucking, I don't know. Some people don't get how, well, I think some people are lacking intelligence that this stuff can kill you, and then there is consequences to you taking it, right? And consequences, you die. How could you even consider that? Hey, there's like a 1 in 4 chance you could die. Do you want to do this with me? All right, I'm back. Gotta wash up this pan. I was about to do that, and I got stir. I wish I had more people to thank every day, but there's just not that many people that are that, doing that much for the show. It's a very short list, 30 people tops. will be the largest ever daily live stream ever put out. Nobody, you can't catch me now. You just fucking people on the internet are so lazy now. You're lucky if you see someone put out a video a week. I made 4,600 videos. The fuck are you talking about? No one. There's no one on YouTube that has 4,600 videos. Fuck. Only been here 2 years. Fuck. If I stay another 2, we're at 10K. Untouchable after that, but you know, the next 5,000 videos I make will be, well, let's just say I get what this is now. I get how to use it, and I do want to send a message to the future gens because there's a lot of fuck-ups running this world right now. Shouldn't even be fucking, they should be in jail, the fuck-ups that are running this world. The governments of the world don't even know what COVID is. You got the most powerful country on earth. Wait, which one? China? Russia? India? Canada? America? Fucking England? All these so-called power nations. No clue what's going on. But keep boasting how you're so technically advanced, yet fucking this invisible disease came and you guys are fucked. Like, you don't have a clue what's going on. Not only that, like, you guys can't even handle making fucking rubber gloves and masks for your fucking countries. You got a shortage of masks and rubber gloves. But you 7 or you 8 think you're fucking so powerful. Pathetic. Just blown away by how, like, gullible Canadians, Americans, British, people from India, you're fucking so gullible to think that this is like, oh, they're gonna help us. They fucking made everything happen, regardless whoever this disease came from. They knew fucking 5 years ago we had a shortage of PPE, protective wear for hospital people. We still, every fucking nation still gets all their shit from one place, China. After 5 years of knowing this and red flags being thrown at every country saying we should start our own shit, guys. They're like, oh yeah, fuck it. We're getting it so cheap from China. Fuck it. But that's not the point. The point is you're told by a specialist who says there's going to be a problem with a shortage 5 years ago, and you didn't fucking do anything. But you're so powerful and all-knowing. That means you let this happen. Period. Think about it. They didn't buy it, so they allowed it to happen. Are you that fucking stupid? Fucking toilet paper prices quadrupled. What do you think is going to happen to your food you eat? It's the next thing to go skyrocketing. But don't worry, just sit on your ass, fucking do fuck all, and go watch some fucking weird shit that has nothing to do with life. They want, people like me who come on here and try and, bring light to a shitty issue, right? Talk some sense into people who, swear that voting makes a difference. If your vote counts so much, how did your governments help the people of the country you're in? Did they do a good job? They did. You guys are fucking awesome, man. What country? Wait, what? Oh, you misspoke? No, they didn't. Oh, you meant didn't. You forgot to add the NT on the end. Sorry about that. So yeah, you agree with me that your fucking government's fucked up royally. If you're not paying for healthcare right now, next year you will be. And I'll guarantee you right now, if you need any sort of life-saving drug, you cannot get it for free right now. So that means no matter where you fucking live, healthcare isn't free. But again, let them mask this idea of free healthcare. When every time a person goes to the doctor, taxes went up in some area. Period. Like, this is like, how the fuck do you think the cycle continues? It's like a road repairs. if they gotta go put $40 worth of asphalt on your fucking street, your fucking property tax just went up $200 for every fuck on this block for $40 of asphalt, and some asshole in a truck for an hour of his time at 12 or $15 an hour. Are you kidding? Every time they fill a pothole, they make 10 grand off of us. Road repair, snow removal, all that stuff's a scam. They have inside people from their families all over that, profit, get the deal, get the jobs, get the bids, and then they move on. We got to learn to protect our financials within our cities and make sure the money is going to proper care, right? Street repair, hospitals, daycare, and then security. Like, we need to have some sort of security that if you pick up the phone and call, they'll respond. Not, oh, we're busy doing government. Like right now, they're saying that the police are being asked to do a lot in regards with what's happening with the pandemic. And they put on the news that organized crime, they're not dealing with organized crime right now because of the stuff that's going on with pandemic. I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't organized crime more dangerous than the fucking pandemic? It's just weird. They keep letting people out of jails that are, sex offenders and things like that. I don't understand, These people committed atrocities and we set them free. We got to work on so many people think that the government is not bad or good. They just are kind of neutral. You pick up the phone and the person you get may be good or bad, or just right down the middle, neutral. It's important to know when you phone the government or you talk to them, it's important to know that they basically already know about you. They're not, they're going to try and entrap you, right? Like, it's not, they have Secret Service that collects files on you in the country you live in, period. They want to know about some people they want to know more about, because these people are awakeners. So they collect a lot of information, and under the Freedom of Information Act, I will get to the bottom of these people, why they spy on Canadians. Why are Canadians being spied on by other Canadians, right? Like, and by foreign entities too within Canada. So our privacy laws are being breached, You got DEAs in Vancouver, BC for 20 years now. How in the fuck is a drug enforcement agency in Canada? Like, what the fuck are they doing here? But the government of Canada lets them stay. They make a lot of money off of these entities. I know somebody actually that they drove up, they used to have, like, it was weird, they called him a super cop. They said he had a computer in his fucking plain car and stuff like this. I'm like, fuck, is like, so? He's always like he's like a fucking techie rat, All the people that he was going after were all fucking family men. They never fucking hurt a fly. In fact, they'd help the community. The people that he was going after were the ones that, are the biggest breeders back 25 years ago. And it's crazy. There's no one bigger than these people. And I know why. They wanted their stuff. There's a mine in Manitoba, in Flin Flon. And what they do is they bust drug dealers, they bust fucking weed growers, and they take their seeds and then they grow them in their government mines. Like, where the fuck do you think the government got weed seeds from? from all the police stations in Canada. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. They stole people's creative art and their medicine. And now the government profits off of what they created 20, 25, 30 years ago. So you can steal somebody's ideas, you can steal somebody's money, their family, life. You can take a lot from people. The government has been doing this, you know? I'll give you an example. The government busted a family man because he had pot plants. They stole them. They took his weed seeds and the government sprouted them that same fucking year. What the fuck? If you ever have too much of something, don't worry, the government will help you out. You ever make too much money? Don't worry, the government's there. They'll take some of that back burden, that back pain away from your wallet. They'll take half of it. So just remember, I think we need government people that are good, that maybe do some paperwork, but not spy. I don't want government officials that sit there and spy, steal, steal your seeds, steal your family's fucking whatever your family worked on for 20 years. That's fucked. So if that's the kind of life you're into, then go out and vote so you can get stolen from next year. Because don't worry, they'll find a way to steal from you. What do you like? Do you like money? They'll steal that. They'll take your money. If you're just greed driven, they got no problem just stealing your money. If you're just a greedy person, they love stealing just cash. It's easy to steal cash. It happens fast. They're like, oh, you made this much? Okay, just give me this much next year. Like a fucking mafia crime boss. You owe me this much money or you go to jail. I'll put you in the cage, bud. No, that's fucked up. It's not a free country. It's not a free world. We're slaves here. But hey, keep thinking live in your little tiny ass box. It's a fucking slave planet. Wake up. If you're not royal blood, that should be racist. We should be pissed off that there's a term used of royal blood. That should be a thing right there alone. But hey, don't let that be a red flag for you, bud. Fucking royal families are absolutely goofs. Anyone who walks around with a fucking crown on your head, you're a piece of shit. Couldn't think less of you, bud. Never. I would never fucking kneel for a king or queen. Fuck. Pussies kneel. Just crushing breakfast here. Making 5 vegan toasted, whatever these are, vegan bacon, toasted tomato and veganese sandwiches. I'm just cutting them in halves. And then we're gonna do a couple sides here. I think I put it away, but I'll go grab it. Yeah, I did. I need something to drink too. Let's see. That's 2 quarts. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? Whole chocolate milk back here. A vegan. Oh!
chocolate. Hit that up. Didn't even know there's 3 jugs of milk back there. So there's still milk till probably till Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday. Today's Monday. Might last 4 days. All right. Get one of these in my gullet. I'm pretty hungry. Mm-hmm. Super good. So, I'm going to cap this one in a few minutes here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to some raisin toast now. I hate this toaster. It burns my fingers every time I take it out. But I guess you're getting tougher. Do I need big tough fingers though? Really? I mean, like, it really burns. Okay. All right, we got that. A couple tamales here. Like so. $168 people got COVID in the world's largest mine. So I don't know. Like, when did they go down into that mine? And who thought that it'd be a good idea to put a bunch of people down without testing them during COVID? Which one of the old grubby rich fucks did that? Which royal family is responsible for that? You know, they don't even talk about how much land Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth, they don't even talk about how much land they own. See what they do? They buy up the same thing they do in Canada and America. When times are tight on farms that are struggling, huge farms, but they owe money, the farm has to like collapse. It has to like sell off and whatever, and it's like, oh, the bank is just gonna repo it. The bank is actually the fucking Queen of England. So what happens is, instead of her actually paying you a fair price for your farm when it was doing well, they wait until it collapses, which is it's inevitable. The water runs out, the cows get sick, your crops are tainted. You have 3 bad seasons with drought or too much water, didn't plant early enough, whatever it is. 3 seasons and your farm's fucked. So instead of buying it for 500,000, they may, if any, they pay 50 grand. They'll pay 10 times less. Then they own it. They'll wait 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. The people forget about that area. The royal family rolls over, right? It keeps rolling over. When they die, all that shit goes to the next fuck. And so they own like 400,000 homes in England, minimum properties. They're landlords. You guys don't even understand how fucking sick the circle is. It's the same thing here, but it's covered up better. And they're just nonchalant about it in England. It's like fucking just, they own everything. And you guys
You think it's different here? It's not. It's just they're better at hiding. There's more sister companies and subsidiary, and how it works here is more like, well, I think it'd be considered monopolies. Like the royal family has monopolies and monopsonies on everything. Monopsonies on everything. So really, the royal family would be just like Bill Gates, how he, was in control and cornered the market. The royal family cornered England. You can't get above water in England. The fucking house prices in England at 1.7 million for a 100-year-old home. Like, that's fucking insane. You got 3 feet of grass. You got a strip of grass that's yellow because the neighbor's dog pisses on the fence and it leaks into your yard. Your 3 feet of yard. Like, wow, bud. So just remember, you gotta wake up. It probably take one day for us to get back what we deserve, and that's freedom. That's all I want. I just want to be fucking not told what to do. I don't want you coming up to me telling me to fucking, I owe you this much for fucking some RST, WST, fuck off ST. I don't want to be told I can't travel here if I don't have papers. Where's your papers? I don't want to be told that. Freedom means freedom to travel, and they fought for this. The people who died and went to war, the reason they went to war was so we could have our freedoms to travel. As you can see, these motherfuckers in government made so many bills and laws, they took away everything our forefathers gave on to us 150, 185 years ago. It's up to you fuckers. Do something about it. Wake up. You don't have much time. 2 years tops. We're fucked.